Sometimes what causes tension in marriage is not what happened. It is the childhood script each person brings into what happened. A small incident in my kitchen reminded me again that the effects of our marriage do not stay in childhood. They follow us into adulthood. And they can affect our marriages more deeply than we think. So what happened in my kitchen? It all started with something very ordinary. My beloved husband was helping me pack my work bag as usual. He was now filling my gallon water flasks while I sat by trying to complete my dinner before heading out for my night shift. Then suddenly, I heard a loud thud, followed by his yell. I looked up. The handle attached to the cab had slipped out. So there he was, holding the cover in one hand, looking shocked, like the flask had personally betrayed him. I smiled and said, this has happened to me before. Then while chewing on my food, I added, thank God the flask didn't land on the floor. It would have given you more work to mop the water. He calmly said, that's not even my worry. It's my leg. I said, what about your leg? He said, can you imagine what would have happened if a gallon of water in a steel container had landed on my foot? That wouldn't have been funny. I paused because he was right. My first thought was the extra work it could create. His thought was his safety. That small moment opened up a big conversation as I sat there thinking of my initial response. I told him, in the home I grew up in, if something like this happened, the first reaction will not be, are you okay? It will be, what do you think you're doing? Make sure you mop that water. See the work you have created for yourself. He said in his own home, his mom would have immediately asked if the person was okay. And that was the difference. Two people can experience the exact same situation and respond from two different childhood scripts. One person sees safety, the other person sees blame. One person asks, are you okay? And the other may think, look at the mess you have caused. And before you say, it is just water, no, it's not just about the water. It is the way your upbringing trained your mind to react rather than respond when something goes wrong. That is why what feels normal to you may feel harsh, cold, or unhealthy to your spouse. You may be saying, I didn't mean any harm. But the person receiving it may be wondering, why did you care more about the mess than about me? You don't love me, or you are cold. That is how many misunderstandings begin in marriage, parenting, work, and relationships. Not because the people are always wicked or unloving. Sometimes they are simply reacting from what childhood made normal. So let me ask you, when something spills, breaks, falls, or goes wrong, do you react or respond? Is it, are you okay? Or look at what you have done? Because sometimes what you do first is not just about your personality. It is what your upbringing trained you to notice first. And that is why I keep saying it. We greatly underestimate the effects of our upbringing. They show up in how we react under pressure, how we communicate, how we love, how we apologize or don't apologize, how we parent, and how we handle mistakes. That is why healing is so important. If this conversation is making you think about the patterns you carried from your childhood into your marriage, your parenting, relationships, and daily reactions, I want to invite you to join us inside Trauma Redeemed Mentorship. TRM is a 42-day faith-rooted guided healing journey designed to help you identify the childhood patterns shaping the way you live, love, respond, parent, and relate to others. Because what shaped you does not have to keep defining you. Details on how to join us are in the description below. Live redeemed.